So this is about the Vance family tree, and I did see that article, and I believe it was Northern Ireland that said he didn't have a claim. It's a little bit different. Plus, Scots Irish is not necessarily Irish. Like, in other words, like, it's usually more Scottish. I've found. It just all depends on your line. However, I have traced one of my lines to Ireland. So it's a mixed bag, but it's usually heavier on the Scottish part. Unless they came over during the potato famine, but his family's been here longer than potato famine. But the other thing I want to say is I have only just begun to scratch the surface of his family tree. The one thing with genealogy is it takes time. I've only put maybe 2 hours of work into this thing. The nice thing is that his family is well documented enough that a lot of the tree is populating itself. So usually I have to start with the direct lines, and then you go back through and you fill in all the cousins. So there might be some juicy stories in the cousins. It's just going to take me time of clicking and going through and populating his tree before I'm going to know. So this might be a multi-part overtime series because it's going to be one of those that when I have the time to work on it, I will. But I'm not always going to have the time to sit there because genealogy is very time consuming because you're basically indexing and double checking records, and it just takes time. It's not the most exciting work. I can only do it for so long before I'm just like get a little bit mind numbed. For me and my own personal family tree, I've been working on it again lately because I've been able to translate some of the German documentation in ChatGPT, which has been incredibly helpful. In fact, I found out I was wrong about one of my grandparents, great-grandparents. It doesn't matter. The German line, I was a little wrong. And I think my mom's maiden name was misspelled for a long time. So now that I think I have the right spelling, I might be able to get farther. But with him, this might not be as long of a process because he's from Appalachia. He's Scots-Irish. His family's well documented. But it's just going to take time for me to answer a lot of these questions. I just want to make sure people know this is going to take me a while to do. This isn't going to be something I'm going to be able to crank out over the next, week or so. We're looking at this being a long-term series. As I find new chunks of information, I'll probably make a video. I will talk about the Civil War because he made those statements. I'm going to make a video about that, about Appalachia and their role, because there's a bigger role for the Civil War in the Appalachian population as a whole than most people realize. So, just want to make sure that that's clear. This series is going to take time. This is not going to be something I'm going to be able to roll out overnight. Just because genealogy itself takes time.